So one of the most important part of double integration, for which direct example may not be asked in exam, but this will be very useful to solve triple integration, conversion of Cartesian equations to polar form. So when do we use it? That is the first point that should be understood. How do we use it? That is the second point. So let me come to the first point, that is when do we use it. For example, look at this question. It is x square y square upon x square plus y square. This equation only, the function which has to be integrated is so complicated in x and y, we don't have a direct formula of it. If we try to integrate this with respect to say either x or y, it will be one and the same thing. But when I want to do it, y square upon x square plus y square, x square has to be taken outside, then the simplification should be done, adding, subtracting, then you may get something like integration of 1 upon a square plus x square, which will be tan inverse, so it becomes very lengthy. So whenever you see the expression of the type x square plus y square in the question, if you use polar coordinate, what are our polar coordinate? X is equal to r cos theta and y is equal to r sin theta. Then you just see that x square plus y square turns out to be r square cos square plus r square sin square. But cos square theta plus sin square theta is 1, therefore this becomes r square. So this expression which is in the denominator becomes small. Also numerator we have r square cos square r square sin square, which I can solve by looking at the limits. We will change it to in terms of r and theta, and then we can use the formula of reduction, sin raised to m, cos raised to n, or beta function, and that's why it will become more simple. Hence whenever you have in the question x square plus y square term, or in the limits circle, or in the limits parabola, cardioid, or Bernoulli's lemniscate, that time you should better go for polar coordinates. This will be more useful when you go in triple integration, as when you come from 3D to 2D, the intersection maximum number of the times will be a circle. So that time using polar coordinates will be very important. So let me give you some few examples after conversion. How does it look and how do we get it to convert it from Cartesian to polar? We'll see with the help of general form of circles and some other curves also. So suppose I want to find the area covered by the entire circle, which is given by say x square plus y square is equal to a square. So when I put the polar substitution, x is equal to r cos theta and y is equal to r sin theta, I get x square plus y square is equal to r square, which is a square. So what will be the limits of r? R will be going from, see now here we, in the Cartesian form we were considering horizontal or vertical strip, here we will be considering sector. So what is the sector range of r? R is going from 0 to this curve. So what is this curve? This is the circle. R square is equal to a square. So I will have the range for r as to be 0 to a. I am not taking minus a because radius is positive. Now theta range. So what is the range of theta? I want to find the area of entire circle. So theta is starting from 0 and I come back to the same point. Theta is 2 pi. So range of theta will be 0 to 2 pi. Now suppose the area that you have to find A was under the mass density function f of x comma y dx dy. This was your question, where f of xy is the density of the particles which are present in the area. This I have to convert to polar form. So x is r cos theta, y is r sin theta, therefore it can be converted to some function in r and theta. Dx dy won't go directly to dr d theta. This I had told you in M1 when we did Jacobian. If I want to transform xy to r theta, I have to make use of the multiplicating factor Jacobian of xy with respect to r theta, which transform xy to r theta, and we have proved that it turns out to be r. Therefore dx dy, which is Jacobian into dr d theta, will become r dr d theta, and therefore this will become r dr d theta. What are the limits of r? R is going from 0 to the radius of the circle, and what is going from where theta is going? Theta is going from 0 to 2 pi if I want the entire circle. Similarly, if I want only the semicircle, theta will be going from 0 to pi. If I want only the positive quadrant, theta will be going from 0 to pi by 2. R will remain same, 0 to a only. So this was for circle. Similarly, there is for ellipse, then there is for cardioid. I have sent in all the notes, ellipse I'll just explain in short, because the transformation of a ellipse goes to circle and not another equation of ellipse in polar coordinate. So polar coordinate conversion for ellipse gets converted to circle. So that we'll see, and then I have sent you all the formulas in the notes. So let me do that. Suppose your ellipse is given by x square by a square plus y square by b square is equal to 1. So I am not going to use your normal substitution of x is equal to r cos theta. I'll use x is equal to a r cos theta and y is equal to b r sin theta. Therefore, what will be x square by a square plus y square by b square? This only, I won't write it once again. So it will be a square r square cos square theta upon a square plus b square r square sin square theta upon b square is equal to 1. So b square gets cancelled, a square gets cancelled, r square is common, so I get r square is equal to 1, which represents circle in polar form. That means what is happening? Your circle in Cartesian, your ellipse in Cartesian form, suppose this is A, this is B, that is gets transformed to circle in polar form with radius 1, r is equal to 0 to 1, and theta obviously will be going from 0 to again 2 pi, because we have to come back to the complete the entire ellipse. So circle will be completed entirely. If it is only part of the ellipse, then the limits will change, because transformation is entirely a circle. But if it is above part of x-axis, then it will be semicircle. Only the positive quadrant part of ellipse, then it will be positive quadrant part of the circle. So the limits will change according to what I have explained for circle. But what is the most important thing? Ellipse is getting converted to circle when we substitute polar form. Well, the point which we have to also check is dx dy. So how will dx dy change? Dx dy will be Jacobian into dr d theta, that is for sure. But Jacobian here will be xy with respect to r theta, which is not just r d theta. This term which are a and b will also come, and it will become ab r dr d theta. And therefore your integration, which have to be simplified, will become f of r comma theta a b r dr d theta, and r is going from 0 to 1 and theta is going from 0 to 2 pi.